Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. Let's see. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. 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 Let's see what's going on. All right. I had to check some before things is about to get hairy, about to go out. Yeah, it ain't gonna be a long one. It ain't gonna be a long one. This is Sunday dailies. Let's see what we on Sunday dailies. Y'all didn't give me no justice on the other one, but that's all right. You know how it is. Sunday dailies, the 33rd edition. Yeah, 33rd edition. Did a lot of these. This is like my pre-recording. I do talk about daily topics, Sunday dailies. Appreciate y'all for the last, Thursday thrills. Not much. I had a lot to say, but they extended on everything. Everybody's pulling back on Esau, of course, that, but we're gonna keep banging on Esau all this year. Next year, we're just gonna have to wait and see for the political runs and things like that. But we also know it's time. But when you understand that this stuff is going on, why wouldn't we? I know the NBA season. I saw the in-season tournament. It's kind of like they do in soccer and FIFA a little bit with the Olympics, and they said the in-season tournament ends at December 9th. It actually looks pretty good. I'll show y'all later. But who do we play today? Because I know the Dolphins play at 9:30 a.m., right? They play the Chiefs. They play the Chiefs. They'll play in, I'll say, the next hour. I'm recording this at 8. But you know how it goes. But it is what it is. A couple minutes or the next hour and a couple of like 50 something minutes. But the Commanders of the Patriots, they should win that game. Rams and Packers. Do we have a bye week? I think we have a bye week. I don't think we're playing. We're playing the Cowboys today. We're playing the Cowboys today. I know that. We're gonna beat the girls today. We're gonna beat the Cowgirls today. They're the girls, what we call them. They think they're good. Dak's gonna fold. We got Dallas. Dallas ain't winning that. We got Dallas. They'll be 5-3 before it is over with. They ain't going nowhere. Seattle's good, Detroit's good. Let's see something right quick. NBA. Let's talk about that NHL player that slashed the guy's throat. Rest in peace to that guy, though. It's unfortunate. I don't usually talk about hockey as much. I love hockey. Don't get me wrong. I like NHL. It's been a long, long, long time. Always watched the sport for years. It's very fascinating. It's only a couple of players. They're from Canada. They people though play NHL hockey, but it's not like we have our own play hockey. It's rare. Rarely you see us playing. It's the guys in Canada. The last person that came was last American player that I know. His last name was Walker. I don't know his first name, but he was a black player. But he used to play for the Bruins. That was years ago. I'm talking about in the 90s. I'm talking about when I was into NHL hockey at the time as a kid. He was the only player I remember was on that team. And then the others that came from Canada, the one from Montreal Canadiens, I forget his name, but he won Stanley Cup for the Predators, right? Am I right? He won the Stanley Cup for the Predators, and I thought that was pretty much foretelling. You know what I'm saying? Like it just goes to show you that he was good too, but a lot of black players don't do some crazy stuff like that. Somebody shoulder bumped him, and it was a little too much, and he kind of felt remorse about it. The guy just leaned in to escape, sliced him, and before that, he died in game. Rest in peace to that individual, the Adam guy. That's a damn shame. And I can't show it to you on YouTube because, you know, for graphical reasons, I can't do that. And it's very, very, very personal. Very personal. It's really, really personal. And it's just crazy. Look at the NBA. I'll show y'all something real quick. I go to their.com. In-season tournament. Okay, latest news. Okay. It's kind of like FIFA. I'm going to find it real quick. Hope it loads. I'm trying to see if it's going to load. Okay. All right. All right. I heard something. Don't want that to play. Hope they didn't get that. Okay. Okay. Let's look at something real quick. It's on the network. Let's see. In-season tournament. Show y'all. Okay, right here. Make sure I'm bigged up the screen. Okay. This is the in-season tournament. This is what it looks like. You see the bracket on NBA.com in-season tournament 101. You got the Utah Jazz, the Trailblazers. You got the Memphis Grizzlies and the Suns and the Lakers. The Lakers should dominate this side. This is West A. West C is Sacramento, Golden State, Minnesota, OKC, and San Antonio. This ought to be good too. Sacramento's good too. They improved this year from last year. They're gonna be good. And the Warriors, they're probably the third best team in this. This is upstart. I love my Spurs. The Spurs is good. They're gonna be tough out of Minnesota and OKC. OKC and San Antonio is good. They're in the same division. Well, they're not in the same division. They're in the same conference. This is like a conference thing. A lot of people try to be in the same division, but they're not. The Pacific Division is really Lakers, Phoenix, Golden State, and Sacramento. That's the two you have tournament style and the draw resorts, right? They put them in categories. West Speed is Denver. Denver is a strong out against this lineup, and Dallas is good too. The Clippers is good, and then the Pelicans and the Rockets okay. They ain't going nowhere, but the Pelicans team is pretty good. This I'll say 1, 2, 3, 14. I'll say from the Suns and the Lakers and the Jazz, it's the best teams. The worst teams is the Blazers and Grizzlies. Best teams out of this, I'm going to say Sacramento, Golden State, and San Antonio for now because Wemby's doing excellent. But they got a long way to go. OKC's probably the fourth best team, and then Minnesota ain't that good. They just all right. I like the guy that's on that team, but you know, I like this team too. 3 of my teams, and then I like this right here: Spurs, Wolves, and Kings. Those are the 3 teams I don't mind watching. I don't care for the Warriors and the well, actually, I'll take that back. 1, 2, 3. They got 4 teams I would like to watch. KC, Spurs. I'm a big Spurs guy. Timberwolves, Kings. The 2 favorites I got is Sacramento and San Antonio. But this right, because they used to be Seattle, and this team right here is okay. Those are the teams I like to watch. Out of the West A, I would definitely watch the Suns. I'll probably watch the Suns or the Jazz, but I don't care for neither one of them. I don't care for the Lakers. Grizzlies okay, but they, Trailblazers not so much. Now West B, you already know it's gonna be Dallas and Houston. I don't care for Denver, but if Denver beats any of these teams, but Kawhi's on this team. Now East A is very interesting. You got the Sixers. I'm neutral with that team. Of course, I'm gonna love the Hawks. I like the Pistons. I prefer Detroit and Atlanta. Of course, Philly's good, but it's a good matchup for Philly too. Cleveland's sometime. Indiana's a dark horse. I don't really care for them as much. The Bucks is to watch. East B, East A is simple. East B is like, okay, you got Giannis and the boys. You got the Knicks. I don't care for the Knicks. The Knicks is straight. They're coming, but they ain't back just yet. I love Miami, but Miami is not what it used. Jimmy Butler is not happy. The Wizards, the Hornets is pretty good. They good upstart. I do like LaMelo Ball. I don't care for the Hornets or the Wizards or the Knicks or the Bucks. I'm taking the Heat in that. The Heat should do well, but if they don't, Milwaukee's a better team. East C is pretty good because you got my Raptors, you got my Bulls and Magic. That's it. The other two, I don't really care much. I still call them New Jersey, even though they're in Brooklyn. Boston is a good team. They should beat all these teams because Chicago's doing bad. Orlando's doing what Orlando does in Toronto. So this is the draw. So in West A, as you see up here, if y'all in the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies are in the blue right here. Phoenix Suns right here. Lakers, y'all know the Lakers, you see it. And then you got the Jazz, Utah, and Portland. West B, you got the Denver Nuggets, of course. That's their symbol. Clippers have their symbol. The Pelicans right here. The Mavericks right here with the horse. And the Rockets. And C, you already know it's the Kings, Sacramento. Golden State. The Warriors with the gold arch. So the Timberwolves, you see the wolf symbol. Okay, the Thunder, then you got the Spurs. That's how they look like. And then you see on the top, you already know the 76ers, Cleveland, Atlanta, the Hawks symbol, and then, Pistons, Charlotte, and all that. And part one, teams with the 3 best prior season records and the, that's how it's playing group play and all that. And they explain everything. It's not really much. It's pretty neat. And this is what it looks like. It's like a draw, but it begins at November 3rd. They already began. And it's going to end at December 9th for a run. So it's like, that's all I got. I'm not going to get into it as much, but that's just the NBA, the in-season tournament. I'm not going to get into the formalities, but that's what it looks like. I was looking at that yesterday of last week. It's pretty cool. Like you get to know which one is which. And it's pretty much crazy. But you see what you get. Yeah, I'm on Sputnik News, different sources, and all the other stuff. This is almost like Metro, the 30-30s, right? It's happening. I stay written at Fiat 500 on my trips. They're cheap on gas. Price is right. I'm not picky when it comes to that. Girl, you just want some D. She love that position. She a freak. That's what she into. We won't have to talk. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I'll deal with that later. But like I said, it's a lot going on. They talking about nuclear. You already have it. They getting destructive over here. And the things that I see from what's going on in the news, and it's just like it's pretty much crazy. It gets crazier and crazier. You get into that motion, and then you be like, okay, this is gonna be wild, right? But as you can tell, I know I'm recording a little early than I normally, because I usually record it because they set the clocks back, and they gonna lie, they gonna keep continuing it, and that's Esau. Esau loves to lie about time, right? He loves to lie about time. That's his thing. That's his MO. Anything it does is just get you there. And I'm just like, and then I'm just like not understanding why people don't see that they be lying all the time, like they do by everything else, and they caught up with his lies too. They just get tired of it, and once you get tired of somebody, you get in that motion, and it's just like, okay, what are we doing here? And it's just not the focus of what's going on and what's happening. You see, I understand that things are about what they are, but and I'm just like looking at it like, first attacks. And I'm just like here talking to y'all guys, but overall, you just got to look at the big picture, what we're seeing. But and I understand that people get in motion and they just feel a certain way. And I'm like looking at it, it's just crazy, I think last week I talked about a little bit of what's going on, but it's just like people just egging for attention. But the gender war thing, let me get to that. Shouts out to Passive for posting that stream, and he said Taz was right about that gender war. I don't think he was right. I've been saying that for 2 years ago. Shouts out to y'all. Y'all niggas think he was right. Nigga, I was right when 2 years ago that shit was played out, and y'all kept going with that shit since last year, and it caught up with you. It's not entertainment. I try to tell you it's gonna fall apart. I said this shit 2 years ago. In 2021, I told you that shit don't work. And I told y'all about panels and all that other stuff, arguing with the females. They'll take your channels for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not entertaining, it's not engaging. You know what I mean? They want entertaining, a mix of everything. Yeah, they want you to destroy them, but you can't argue with them. You ask them questions, go on. Now, there's other platforms entertain that, but YouTube's got a lot of that. They got other channels that do that, but if you're on their platforms, it's cool. But that shit's gonna be. It depends on what the complaint is. That person's gonna complain about the Me Too and all that. That shit ain't work. That ain't flying no more. Next lifetime. Oh my God, she wants some attention. This girl, I'm looking at X right now. It's crazy. They crazy on X, but it is like it is. It's a lot of misinformation on Twitter, which they call it X now, formerly known as Twitter. Be careful on them sites, man. They be spewing BS on there. But it just goes to show you. I've been looking at these cop videos and all this other stuff, stops, and it's just pretty much crazy. But you have to understand that, I talked a little bit of sports, talk about the NBA, just get the weekly, what's going on this week. And, NBA season's here, and then NFL. And then I talk about the guy that slashed the guy's throat. I didn't know he was black. I know he's black. He's a so-called black Canadian, but, I don't know what part of Canada he's from, but he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. It was an accident. A lot of people say, yeah, that guy was murdered in the ring. No, it was an accident. It was an accident. He said it was an accident. And Lee didn't do nothing. They didn't care. There was too many white players, in their mind, NHL want to see that, but they're going to probably change the rule because of that incident. If you do it, out of there. But that's how it goes. But I told you about the sorry DAs and the hung jury. I might speak on why these body cam videos don't help a lot of officers or the civilians. Some people say it doesn't help. I don't think it helps a lot. But when you on the internet like that. Everybody's police on him, man. And I watched Zip last night. He was talking about 10 Toes. I felt like 10 Toes got exposed. He was trying to line him up, but in reality, 10 didn't really line him up. He was trying to get ahead of the situation, like Zip said. Zip got him. He got the nigga, man. But that's what happened to these niggas. All these niggas that be doing that shit, they want attention. They want attention so they can be the man of the hour. See, think about YouTube. I've been on YouTube for years. I stopped being on YouTube at 2015, right? And this is my second channel. This thing didn't grow until like 2019. And then when I came back in 2020 and did the panel thing during the pandemic, that's what I was doing, content for other people. I was doing that for the whole year. But the next year, I want to do this again and try it myself. See, I was being patient with it. I was in the audience, in the chat. They try to call it the audience, but really, I was in the chat. Then later, when I started getting on panels, and each panel, I started being on such a lot. So he wasn't there like that. That's bullshit. Yes, I was, nigga. I was on those individuals' panels I was cool with, and then I left with them. Same thing, rotating around. You can see all those streams I was a part of. You can go back to those old streams. I've been on every other panel you would saw, content-wise. And then the next year, dealt with old boy around the February thing, what's going on, and people talking shit, people acting crazy, and it was fun. It was fun for a while. But that whole year in 2021, I wasn't a part of no space. I was trying to do my own thing. What I was doing, I was scouting the content creators, what they was really about. And, I had to see, and I learned a lot from these little niggas, and I enhanced. Next thing you know, shot up in August. I did that. A lot of views came back, boom. But the next year, fallout. Little setback, but came back. Did my own thing again, and this time, I'm taking the long road, but I'm doing right. Then the next year of this year, man, it's been great since I've been on YouTube. Like this year, it's going to be up. Now you got people coming to my shit, and it's more selective now. You see, I see things that people don't see. I'm seeing the long haul. I talk about various different things. I just got a lot of haters at the moment, but that's fine. But once you get used to this content stuff, you can talk about various things. I talk about the news. I talk about what's going on. Be prepared for destruction of the rest of the world and people's on it. Everybody's going to take their time. They take a while to get to my channels. I talk about various things. I don't have to talk about the stuff I talked about years ago. If you want to see that, go watch that. That's when I was a different young man then, but I was speaking the same message. But the thing was, at the time, it wasn't popular. Now it's gotten popular because everything's coming out now. You can't hide anymore. I warned y'all about why Esau does what he does. I was been on this since 2011. I've been on this mission since probably 2007 and prior. I've been wanting to do this type of stuff during the Bush era. I've been having that mindset since high school, even though I was suppressing folks on the basketball and everything. My mind changed over time, but I'm that same person that's been about it. It's just I always fought against the system like that. I avoid a lot of bullshit underneath it, but I understand how it works. See, people get destroyed by it, and that's just how it is. But you gotta understand, this is the world we live in. We live in a world that you can't really say no more. And I'm gonna try to do a vlog stream called The Finesse World. The finesse world is what it is. If it's a finesse world, be careful in it, because the finesse world is unforgiving. It's unforgivable. You gotta understand, the finesse world comes a long way. I'm not talking about just being there. I'm talking about just in reality what the finesse world is. You know what I'm saying? But y'all act like this is ain't gonna go on forever. But I've been on here for like a minute. You know what I'm saying? I understand people's tripping, and I ain't talking about politics as usual. American politics is gonna be a circus next year. I told y'all what it's gonna be. Just get ready and just prepare. to survive out here. I'm not tripping so far, but we're getting there. But we understand why these platforms are where they are. You know, Rumble is Rumble, but they popping right now because you know it's gonna be a minute. People coming. Blackmail failure, BMF. Okay. Okay. Esau, this eating my motherfucker. You know, y'all know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say his name. The prime minister from over there suspends the ministry for saying nuclear bomb on Gaza. One of the possibilities. See, he's backpedaling. He's about to be offed it. The Edomites, man, they gotta go, bro. Shouts out to what's her name? I think her name is Lucky Marie. Shouts out to her. She was talking about that say no to fatty foods. That dude's a weirdo, by the way. Bad dude right away. Hold on for a minute. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My sinus is acting up. Let's see something real quick. I want to see. Man, that's crazy. Good girl. Man, she going in on Fatty Man, Fatiman, the Batiman. I'm gonna call him the Bati boy, Batiman. Batiman Body. Shouts out to Lucky Marie tearing his ass up, and then JP was all over his head. Shouts to world class, but you know how it goes. I'm gonna put this down. I'm just looking at it real quick. I'm just gonna put this down real quick because you know how that goes. Especially I got devices all over the damn place, but it is what it is. But it's crazy. It's just crazy what goes on, and you see what's what. But I understand that a lot of people just gonna get caught up into the other things and stuff like that. But you know, and when you get in motion, you just like, okay, let's do this. And me personally, like when you get into drama, like the Lapeef rejects that I see, they're just rejects. And they get into these motions and they act like they got everything all together. But how can they do anything, right? You know, Anton got them disarray and JR got them messed up. And it is what it is. So when you talk about it, it's just like these niggas is whack, bro. I'm gonna loop this around, but you know what I'm talking about. I know I got the mic on deck, but you know how always how I give it up. And this is a remain thing. Like I said, oh, this nigga don't cam up and all this stuff. I cam up on Sunday dailies. I don't mind camming up on Sunday dailies. No matter how long I do these, I can move it to a different time and all this other stuff. If I had enough space, I would definitely drop this. I could drop this any day. Y'all gotta understand, this is me. I do this. But when I get into that motion, I get in that motion. When I talk about extra shit, y'all better understand that this is all the time, bro. Like, you think this is one thing, that's another. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping off of past glory. I'm not tripping off past glory. It is what it is. Like, people just get caught up on some other shit and then they act like how I'm gonna be. Sunday dailies is like one of the things I came up with as a concept that's gonna work for me all times. But y'all know this. Y'all know this. I'm not tripping off here like that. I'm not tripping off here like that. You get in that motion, you just trying to build off something. So, anyways, done had the workout and everything, and I just want to come on here and just say my piece or whatever, what's going on. But I ain't really caught up on news and everything. But everybody's on deck about it. So it's not like we get to know people and just go crazy with it. I just keep it 1,000 with y'all. That is what it is. I'm just not trying to get emotional about certain things, but you keep it like that. But yeah, I'm on here. Yeah, you do Rumble Live. Sure, I said they're gonna end up like YouTube. They're not, unless they get bought by a corporation. There they are. Rumble's not a bad site. I mean, they're improving on certain things. You just got to be careful with certain things. But you can say what you want. You have the freedom to say all types of stuff. But on here, you got to be very careful. They want to just PG, like they try to say, like PG-13. You can have a PG content. There's too much of that. No one cares of that. And they don't get no views. But if you have a PG-13 and a rated R, they need to divide the content creators on this site because everybody's competing with YouTube. YouTube can't have that much competition. They want to be big, too big to fail. They'll be like one of those companies. We are too big to fail. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to backfire. Can't do that because it's going to hurt your product. It's going to hurt your product. It's going to hurt your product of business. War brings big business in the community. You see what I'm saying? But it brings big business. But y'all understand that happens all the time. So when you look at the war, well, so-called war, really, it's more like a genocide, but I'm not going to get into that. You got to look at things from that perspective. Now, I know battle rap is on fire. Verb had a fire show interview, and Math did his thing. I don't really care for Math. Math is for entertainment, but Math, everybody call him Vlad Hoffa, but we ain't going to get into that. But it's funny, but he's doing his thing. But Verb said something about battle rap, St. Louis is taking over. Like, to me, the whole Midwest is taking over. It ain't a St. Louis thing, but that's Verb, though. He's killing it in those spaces. I've been watching him going at people in spaces and the music. He said everything's over, and he's about right. Everything is over. And then he said something about the Michael Jordan Jordan shoes. I never wore a pair of Jordans. I never did, never will. But he said something that you never catch Michael Jordan wearing his own personal shoes, and that's true because when he retired, you may see him with his signatures when he's on interviews and TV. That's it. But does he wear them all the time? Hell no. Most athletes don't. Not even Shaq. I saw Shaq one time on TNT when I was watching their show. They showed delivering the games. He had a pair of Stacey Adams. They wear different shoes. They don't have to wear their brand. They just give it. That's for the fans that are fanatics. That's for them. You know what I'm saying? That's for them. It is pretty much the same, man. It's just like anything else in that, that interview was solid. But it gets to that point that you hear the things that you need to hear. I know this is almost like, I got to get going because I'm past the mark. I know it's 34 minutes in the thing, but Y'all be safe. Shalom to Israel and the Gentiles. Of course, pray to the east as always. We'll get through this madness. And Esau's kingdoms around the world, they're all collapsing, and everybody's pulling away from him. The wool is pulled our eyes, and now the truth is going to spread like wildfire, and bloodshed upon bloodshed is nonstop. This is a futuristic thing. The futuristic Armageddon war is here. You're already in World War III, according to Charleston White, which he's correct. He's not correct on a lot of things, but he is correct since the 9/11. He's dropping a little jewels, and now he's telling on himself why he's there. He is a plant. I'm going to say it again. That nigga is a plant. That's all he is. He know what's going on. He's running out of bullshit to say at this point. But be careful with these weird YouTubers, man. Niggas that's on YouTube, they ain't really about shit, and they get exposed. But for me, I'm just in the cut laughing at all you niggas in the future. I'm just trying to tell you, ain't nobody gonna make it out of this, but the ones is right with Yah, of course. So with that, until next time, I'm signing off and I'm out.